Project Mini again. This time I'm going to change the fuel filter, which is supposedly lifetime, but we'll see what it's like. So have to unclip the back seat and then it's under that panel, but I'll get the back seat out of the way first and then carry on. Just one thing I will add. Have both front windows open and open your tailgate, because obviously there's petrol fumes going to be inside the car, and be aware that those fumes are going to take a while to disperse. I'm taking these 10mm nuts off. The cover can be pretty stuck down, a bit awkward to get off, and then we've just got one clip-on pipe which squeeze these two green units together. That comes off. There's actually a special tool to get this off, but just use a blunt chisel and a hammer. We'll knock that securing ring off, and then we'll get the filter and the sender unit out. Just be careful when you do pull this unit out, because there can be still some fuel pressure left in the line, so it will get a little bit of spray off. Obviously watch your eyes and what have you, and then you can get to the unit. Just have a quick, bit difficult one-handed, but it just sticks on the rubber seal. Pull that up. And then there is a rubber seal and a level sender, which is a rod sticking down, which you can just about see, and there's also some pipes on the other side of the unit. So it is a little bit awkward to get out, but it will come out. Don't want to force it too much, and the main thing is we don't want to bend that float arm there you can see moving, because that will affect the fuel gauge afterwards. So I'll just pull that out. Just pause the video for a sec. So I've got the unit out of the hole. And if you twist this top section, this top section actually comes off. One-handed again, but we'll see. And this is probably why they call it a lifetime filter, because what a madness to put a fuel filter in here. I'll just get that off with two hands, one sec. Okay, so we've got the lid off, and there is the filter, which is, let's see in there, it's got a little O-ring in there. There's one on the bottom as well. Just one sec. So there we have it, and there we have what it was collecting. So it's certainly been doing its job. Whether it's restricting fuel, I don't know, but it's been in 13 years, so it's had long enough, I think. So I'll syringe that out of there, get it cleaned up, and put the new one in. So in the kit I've actually used a Bosch part with a Bosch filter. We've got three seals and 2 tank seals. Now there's 2 tank seals because to get this complete unit out of the tank you've actually got to take the passenger side out first, disconnect it, and then all this side comes out with all the wires and pipes connected, which goes from one side of the tank to the other. But if you're just doing the filter, you can actually just get away with lifting it up this portion here. So there we've got the new filter in, new seals on, new seals in there, and we'll get it back together. That's it all built back together. You can see there's a tab there that shows it's locked in position again when my fingers point to. The old rubber seal that goes to the fuel tank, new blue one, they do contract and leak, so imperative you put those on. It's very difficult to see, but in the bottom you can see the fuel sender. Just make sure it's not trapping on anything. These pipes are a bit awkward to get in, and the seal, you've actually got to fit the seal on the tank and then slide the unit back down. So I'll just do that with a couple of hands again. So with the sender going back in, you see the seal is actually fits onto the lip of the fuel tank, not on the pump, on the filter housing, sorry. So when you push it in, it actually puts pressure outwards to seal the tank. Otherwise, when you've got a full tank of fuel, you'll get leakage around here, and obviously it'll then leak under the car, and you might get a smell in the car as well. And before you get the pipe back on, these are pretty easy to cross thread, so just make sure that when you're putting them on you're not cross threaded them. I'll just tap that tight. Okay, so I've tightened the ring back up, and you notice that the sticker is in a similar position to where it started from, so that gives you some idea of when to stop when you actually tighten that back up. There's a little O-ring in this pipe in here, just make sure that's seated and okay. Make sure they both click out, that's secure. And then cover on, seat back in, and that's it. I'll before I do that, I'll just start up and make sure I've got no leaks. It takes a little while to get the fuel back through. And then just make sure we've got nothing on there. That's okay. So then cover back on. Will also get some fuel that builds up in this well here, so just mop that up. It will melt this black plastic soundproofing to a certain extent, but once it's dried out it does disappear and pretty much go back to how it was. So I'll get that bolted back up. There we go, that's those tightened up. One last thing to check is just check your fuel gauge looks similar to what it did before, so then you know that that sender is in the right position. Thanks for watching, hope it helps.